Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steph records unfortunate career first in Warriors loss to Heat. At first look, most likely wouldn't bat an eye at Steph Curry's box scores from the Warriors' past two games, 26 points on 8 of 12 shooting from the field Sunday and 31 points with 8 made three-pointers on Tuesday. However, Golden State's 114-98 loss to the Miami Heat marked Curry's second consecutive game without recording an assist. It's the first time in his entire 16-year NBA career that the star guard hasn't had an assist in consecutive games, per Sportradar. Although he didn't notch any assists, Curry remained the driving offensive force on an off night for Golden State's supporting cast. While Curry converted 8 of 17 three-point attempts on Tuesday, the rest of the Warriors shot just 6-for-33 from behind the arc. A similar story played out Sunday, when Curry shot 50% from three-point range, and his teammates made less than 30% of their distance attempts. So, it's likely not a coincidence Golden State was held below 100 points in both contests. But the question remains, is Curry's passing the issue, or are his teammates simply not making shots? Regardless, the Warriors certainly hope this isn't a significant trend going forward, especially with how much the 36-year-old Curry already has on his plate leading his team. Grading Warriors players after ugly 98-114 loss against Heat. Bam Adebayo delivered 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, including 2 clutch dunks in the final minutes, as the Miami Heat snapped a 3-game losing streak with a 114-98 victory over the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night. Miami bounced back impressively after a double overtime loss in Sacramento the night before, showing resilience on the second night of a road back-to-back. Things are not as rosy for the Warriors. Stephen Curry led the Warriors with 31 points, sinking 6 of his 8 three-pointers in the first half and scoring 20 points before halftime. Tracy Jackson-Davis chipped in 19 points, including a highlight reel left-handed dunk late in the third quarter that cut Golden State's deficit to 3. However, the Warriors struggled to capitalize on the momentum, and their offense faltered down the stretch. Golden State's frustrations boiled over as fans at the Chase Center began to exit early for the second consecutive game. Draymond Green contributed 7 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, but the Warriors, still shorthanded without guards Brandon Podziemski and Gary Payton II, couldn't find enough support for Curry. Miami, playing without suspended star Jimmy Butler, displayed balanced scoring and timely execution. Meanwhile, the loss marked Golden State's second straight defeat at home, following a 30-point drubbing by Sacramento on Sunday, leaving them searching for answers before their upcoming road trip. Let's grade the Warriors players for their performances tonight. Curry poured in 31 points and was on fire early, hitting 6 of his 8 three-pointers in the first half. However, his impact waned as the game progressed, with no assists and 4 turnovers highlighting the Warriors' struggles to create a cohesive offense. Despite shooting 11-for-22 overall and 8-for-17 from deep, his -10 reflected Golden State's inability to capitalize on his strong start. Jackson-Davis delivered a strong performance with 19 points on 9-for-12 shooting, showcasing his finishing ability and hustle. His 7 rebounds, 3 offensive, and 2 steals added value, but his -15 emphasized his struggles to anchor the team defensively during critical stretches. Green filled the stat sheet with 7 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, but struggled with efficiency, shooting just 3-for-9 from the field and 0-for-3 from deep. While his playmaking and leadership were evident, his lack of scoring and a -9 highlighted the limitations of Golden State's offense without adequate support for Curry. Hield added 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, but his shooting was inconsistent, 4-for-12 FG, 2-for-9 3-points. While he contributed on the boards and shared the ball effectively, his inability to convert open looks hurt the Warriors' chances, as reflected by his -7 ±. Wiggins scored 9 points on 4 for 10 shooting but contributed minimally in other areas, with just 5 rebounds and 1 assist. His defensive impact was muted, and his -7 ± reflected a lackluster performance on both ends. He struggled to assert himself offensively, leaving a void in secondary scoring. Waters scored 6 points in 19 minutes, but shot just 3 for 8 from the field and missed all 4 of his three-point attempts. He contributed 2 rebounds and 1 steal, but was largely a non-factor offensively and defensively, as evidenced by his -12 ±. Report: Jimmy Butler now has one clear preferred trade destination. Jimmy Butler may now be trying to steer the trade bus in one particular direction. Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated reported on Tuesday that executives involved say that the disgruntled Miami Heat star Butler has been making it pretty obvious that he has one desired trade destination. That destination is the Phoenix Suns. The 6-time NBA All-Star Butler, who is currently serving a 7-game suspension from the Heat for detrimental conduct, has been linked to the Suns in trade rumors for several weeks now. At 16-18, which is 12th in the West, Phoenix badly needs a shakeup. But they can also offer Butler a win-now opportunity with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, as well as a warm-weather West Coast setting and a new owner in Matt Ishbia who is very willing to spend. Of course, that would also require the Heat to play ball, likely by taking on the contract of Suns guard Bradley Beal, deemed to be one of the absolute worst in the NBA. Miami has shown no interest in doing so to this point, which means that Phoenix would probably have to find a third team to take Beal, and for Beal, who has a full no-trade clause, to approve of that team. The Heat have most of the leverage here since Butler can't land a big new payday and get to a preferred contending team without their help, either via trade in the coming weeks or via sign-and trade in the summer. Even if Butler leaves Miami for nothing in the offseason, that would open up a glut of cap space for them to spend on free agents as they are a top destination. But the 35-year-old Butler has some leverage as well in that he holds a $52.4 million player option for next season and can use the threat of walking in the summer to scare off trade suitors that he does not want to be join. In fact, we already heard earlier in the day that Butler has been telling certain clubs not to trade for him as it looks like he is laser-focused on the Suns right now. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.